Good day, my name is Michael Brown.
My name is Chris Medlow.
Our research experience teacher is Miss Stephanie.
And our graduate mentor is Mr. Yusuf.
We're doing the wind data measurement at PVMU. Our project goals are to obtain the wind data provided by the National Resource Conservation Service. We must select wind turbines appropriate for PVMU. We must also construct and raise a mast for the Accurite anemometers. We must collect wind speed data, wind direction, averages and trends for the Accurite anemometers, and we must complete the Adreno code for the in-speed vortex anemometer. Basically, this is the graph that shows wind and wind direction for the month of June in the summertime. And basically, the wind speeds are much lower during the summer. This is another graph showing the wind speeds and wind direction at December. And basically, the wind speeds increase during the winter time. These are 5 wind turbines that we've looked at. The ones that we chose specifically to look at running at PVMU would be the bottom 3 because they have good wattage and they run a low wind speed.
Okay, so here we have our 35-foot mast. It's set up out front in front of our research facility. Anemometer A is about 35 feet up, while anemometer B is about 25. Anemometer C is around 10 feet. This is the displays that came with the Accurite anemometers. They are able to display wind speed, top wind speed recorded, humidity, pressure, temperature inside and outside. Okay, so these are results that we got from anemometer A from July 22nd to July 26th. We can see with the trend that during the day we have lower wind speeds around 6, maybe around 5, and even drop down to 2. While during nighttime around 11 to right before sunrise, we get our higher wind speeds, 16 and 17. And this trend remains consistent with anemometer B. Same thing, 6 miles per hour during the day, while during the nighttime, while we're asleep, around 10, which is a little bit lower than anemometer A, but that's because the height is also lower. And then the trend also continues with anemometer C, lower wind speeds, but same movement in the graph. And this is mainly because temperatures tend to decrease around nighttime, and during the daytime you have more opportunity for humidity, and so an optimal environment for greater wind speeds would be drier and cooler weather. Here is the equation that we used. We can basically estimate any wind speed at any height using this equation. You start off with 2 initial heights and 2 initial velocities, and your first step would be to solve for the alpha exponent. The alpha, it represents the wind speed gradient. With this equation, or with this example, we basically proved that at 40 feet you would get around 12 miles per hour, and at 50 feet you would get around 16.4 miles per hour.
This is a picture of our in-speed vortex anemometer. This is our working prototype, and it basically has the Adreno nano chip and a bunch of other components, resistors and capacitors. This is our circuit diagram. So the Adreno nano is getting a 5-volt source, and it's running through the resistor, lowering the voltage. It's also going through the anemometer, which is going from high to low. After that, the current runs through the capacitor, and it basically lowers the vibrations of the circuit, and it runs through D12.
Okay, so here's the code that we have. The code basically takes 30 inputs from our void setup and 30 inputs from our void loop, and it takes these inputs and it averages them, and it then converts the frequency to miles per hour using the conversion factor of 1.22, and then takes the miles per hour and converts that to meters per second using the conversion factor, dividing it by 0.44704. And so here we have our frequency, which is measured rotations per second, and then rotations per second is turned to speed, which is miles per hour, and then meters per second.
In conclusion, the wind speed in Prairie View is capable of producing a fair amount of energy with appropriate wind turbines selected. We built a mast collecting the wind data. We've obtained the ability to estimate wind speeds at any height, and we've designed the hardware and software required to obtain accurate real-time measurements using an in-speed vortex anemometer. And we produce basically the Arduino code that has the capability of recording and processing as quickly as possible. For future work, we will install the in-speed vortex anemometer equipped with the Arduino hardware and software at the University Farm at the International Goat and Research Center for collection of real-time data, and we will continue to recommend specific turbines for future installation at PVMU. And this is